Hi, welcome back to I Talk Italian. I'm your host, Shawna Patruno, and I'm here with Dora. So she's a manifestation coach and she helps, well, you tell people what you do.
Absolutely. So I'm a manifestation coach. I work with the law of attraction and I really focus on helping women manifest beautiful, loving relationships. And these relationships are soulmate relationships, but also working on cultivating a really positive, loving relationship with themselves.
So I love that. I have not always had the best relationships. In fact, I've had toxic relationships, and I know that stems from a lot of limiting beliefs. So Dora, the question I had for you is, how did you shift some limiting beliefs that were holding you back from attracting things that you may have wanted in your life? Like, what helped you? Because if you're in that low vibration, Esther Hicks and a lot of people say that you can't attract what you want. So how did you raise your vibration and get out of that really terrible feeling space?
Yes. And it definitely took me some time. And I think part of that was because I was very resistant to the idea that I deserved unconditional love. So many of us grow up in situations where love is conditional. And so I think a huge part of manifesting anything, whether it's a relationship, whether it's abundance, whether it's a healthy body, is that we have to truly believe that we deserve it. So many of us believe that we're not worthy. Like, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not photogenic, so nobody will like me without a filter on my face, right? Like, there's so many little things that we tell ourselves every day. Maybe I'm too much. This is something I hear a lot from my clients. I feel like I'm too much. Nobody will want to put up with me. I'm too much, or I'm too independent. There's so many stories that we tell ourselves to avoid relationships because we're afraid to show ourselves. We're so afraid to be truly seen as ourselves. So I think that that's the biggest block, believing that we're unlovable unless we perform, unless we act a certain way, unless we, are always available, or we're always doing what that other person wants. We're always giving. We have a really hard time believing that we can receive. So these are all the things that we work on in coaching, really working on authenticity and learning how to be true to ourselves, and really beginning to believe that we are lovable as we are, because we are lovable as we are. And sometimes it's almost like we have to see it to believe it, because it's so hard to believe. So we actually do a lot of mindset work, breaking down limiting beliefs, identifying limiting beliefs. And then we also do some holistic tools. So we use tapping, which is also known as EFT, or emotional freedom technique. We do breath work. And breath work is really powerful because it actually allows us to channel a deeper version of ourselves. So our higher self, we can connect much more easily with our higher self. So our mind gets in the way of what we truly deserve. So that's kind of where our limiting beliefs are held, right? Our brain holds these programs and repeats them. So the breath work allows us to get out of the mind and really soul search. And then we also do some spiritual work. So we just connect with our spiritual experience. So whatever that means, that means different things for different people. I work with the archangels and the angelic realm. That's something that I think is really powerful. But my clients, it really varies. We all have a different spiritual experience. So knowing that whatever that means, that is such a powerful tool to help you really get unblocked and really transform those limiting beliefs.
So if we have a listener right now today, it's so funny. Everything you're talking about, I just back you up 100%. I literally wrote an article where I talk about EFT tapping and confidence, and it being a generational thing that we've learned everything. So Dora, right on board. But what I wanted to say is, what is a fast tool that you could give a listener right now to shift out of a negative mindset? Like really quickly, what would you recommend for them?
Really quickly, this is something so simple and it seems like it's kind of a cop out, but it's not. It's get off the subject. If you need to change your mindset right now and you are in a space where you feel like this is just hard, things are hard, wherever you're at, and it doesn't feel good, the first thing would be to feel better. And whatever it takes to get you feeling better, because the solution is not going to come in that negative feeling place. The solution, the correct solution, the solution that is most resonant with your true self, with your higher self, with your authentic self, is going to come to you when you're in alignment. And so you're going to look for good feeling thoughts, and you're going to take actions that feel good. So that might look like getting out into nature. That might look like praying. That might look like watching 3 Netflix episodes in a row. There's no judgment. Whatever it takes to get you out of that space and then come back to it. Then when you're feeling good and you're feeling in alignment, then you can reevaluate and see, because the answers are always within. They're always within.
Okay, I love that. Thank you so much, because I know so many listeners are really going through a hard time, and I know you're such an amazing person to talk to, and I wanted them to see like how much you know this stuff. So I hope that helps someone who's listening, because so many people are going through a hard time this 2020. But Dora, we're going to just hit a quick pause and we'll be back with I Talk Italian New Wave. I'm your host, Shawna Patruno.